Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and today I got the news that my grandfather passed away on my dad's side of the family. And although it's sad, he'd been living in pain for like the past few years. He had diabetes, and his eyesight was going, and he had back problems, and his feet were swelling up, and he was just not having a very good quality of life. So, even though it's sad that he's gone and he will dearly be missed, at the same time, it's almost a relief that, he's not in pain, he's not suffering anymore, and he's in a better place, wherever that is. Wherever he is, he's not in pain. So, I just try to remember the good times and the happy memories, because the last few years I would talk to him on the phone, and it was hard to talk to him on the phone because you call him, you want to say hello and talk to him, but all he could talk about was how much pain he was in and how much suffering, and he didn't really even want to live anymore, and he's just like, I just want to die. I'm like, don't say that, Grandpa, but he was in pain. So, he's not in pain anymore. So, that's the bright side of the fucking sucky death. And it's been a while since I saw him. I used to go down there every summer, and I'd sit out on the porch with him, and he'd tell me stories about when he was a boy. He grew up in Tennessee. I'd go to Tennessee and see him. He lived in the deep woods of Tennessee. We'd go outside and look at the stars, and he would tell me stories about when he was younger and how strong he was. He used to be like a lumberjack. You'd go cut down trees, like a saw, a two-man saw. He used to tell me about how he'd pick up these big, heavy things. He was a smart man, but he wasn't educated. He was raised on a farm in Tennessee, and at the time, his dad had pulled him out of school, and he was in sixth grade to work on the farm. And so he'd only had sixth grade level of education, but although he was smart, he was not educated. But he was a good man, and he took me out for shoot guns. We'd go out in the woods, and I got to shoot his guns. That was the first time I ever shot a gun, was with him. Went out and shoot his shotguns, and he had a 22. I'd shoot the 22. And he'd make me campfires, and I'd roast marshmallows, and he'd make homemade ice cream. He'd take salt and put in this machine and make ice cream. And I'd go fishing in his pond, and he raised cows, and he would take me out to do farm work and herd up the cows and feed the cows, and take me out and show me how they baled hay. I'd work on baling hay, pick up these 50-pound bales of hay and throw them on the truck. And he used to love to take me to these horse shows. He was a good old country boy from Tennessee, and he'd take me to these horse shows, and they would show the horses, the horses doing these fancy steps, and he had friends that showed the horses, and he would go out and help with the horses. And he was a hard worker. He was always doing something, working on the farm, and or helping out friends that on their farms. So when it got to the point where he got so old that he couldn't do all those things that he loved to do anymore, he kind of lost his purpose, and I don't know. He didn't enjoy life anymore because he couldn't do all the things that he loved. And my grandma had died like 10 years before, so he was living all alone. And then just the last few years, the diabetes started to get bad, and he was in pain and suffering. So I guess even though it's sad that he's gone, at the same time, it's kind of a relief that he's not in pain and suffering anymore. So his death is not like devastating to me. It's like, well, he's not in pain anymore. So I'm glad he's not suffering. So rest in peace, Grandpa, and I'll talk to you guys later.